You.
Me. Welcome, replay viewers.
You.
Hey, folks. Look at that. We haven't left our spot.
What? Yes, I did. I
Been
got
here
up
all night.
to, I got up
Oh,
to do
did you
that.
Hey,
I
Zebra.
apparently went to get a hat. Hi, Robert.
Oh, that's right, because you didn't have a hat yesterday.
No, I didn't have a hat yesterday. But there's no point in doing my hair today because we're doing that steampunk thing.
That's right.
So, you know, I'm only going to have to mush my hair anyway. So, I'm going to do a quick share to Facebook, folks.
Yes.
Please
That being said, we are doing a 1-hour broadcast today because we got to get ready for our dress rehearsal. Hey, Skippy.
And I still have to get a proper paint job on the dog before dress rehearsal. So, and I got to get into a corset and a skirt and all the things, you know, I don't normally wear day to day. So I'm just going to say continuing from last night and share to Facebook. And then I'm going to put my glasses on. And then,
hello, Skippy.
hey, you know what?
Hey, what?
There's like this song list here it's supposed to be good for studying.
Oh, yeah.
It's like instrumental music.
like
You want to
that.
go different?
I like that.
Let's go different this time.
We'll go different.
Oh, hopefully it doesn't go to sleep. Well, it's designed for studying.
It's designed for studying. Right? For mental awareness and alertness.
It sounds
We
sleepy.
could really use it.
We could. It really sounds sleepy.
The iPad
Okay,
does.
we'll give it
See
a
what
couple tunes. We'll give it a couple tunes and see whether this is sleep. But it says exams and study classical music.
Why not? Yeah.
It's something like different, change of pace. I was thinking steampunk to get us into the steampunk mood, but I'm looking at the mixed lists that people do for steampunk and just no.
Yeah, it doesn't always work.
No.
The way you expect it to.
Skippy, you still there?
Who's there?
Who's
What we got
there?
for viewers?
So we're going to keep going from last night. Those of you who joined us last night, I know that we are still working on K9 and time is ticking away. Yes, okay. Time is ticking and ticking and ticking away.
That's what that
And
sounds.
that is what that
I'm still
sounds.
here, he says.
Yay! God, I'm still hungry.
I know.
No, when we're done.
When we're done.
When we're done. It's another reason why we're only
We're not
doing an
going to
hour.
do this as a food broadcast. Sean's not here.
No. Where's Sean?
I don't know, where's Sean?
Well, we have to start talking about food, then Sean arrives.
That's true. So he might just show up now.
Gotta get your order of operation right, Martin.
Yes. Your food
Comments
order
break a
of
lot,
operation?
but hopefully you can still see. I can see you, yeah.
Oh, totally, yeah.
Yeah. So, those of you who were with us last night saw I struggled with 2 hours with a more modern way to do the ears and wound up reverting back to the old classic way anyway. And it took me less than 20 minutes. What a waste of time.
It was a learning experience.
It was. I'm starting to see spots.
Uh-oh. Where's your water? Did you get that?
Could be upstairs. Where's your one?
It's also out of reach, but at least it's down here. I'll be
Look,
right back.
snot-nosed brat. Do you want to go grab me a Tylenol?
Oh, yes, I can do that too.
Shoo, 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Go away.
On my way.
And then we can talk about him.
Oh.
What? You talk about me when I'm away, I know it. Brat. So, like I said yesterday, I'm using this. The mesh is smaller than the mesh on the actual ears for the dog, but it will do. And then I got these little bits done, and the black electrical tape will disappear once I paint it all. And so that's part of the ears in this part here. And I was looking at brass tubing. So what Martin's going to do when he comes back down, because again, a lot of these jobs are one-person jobs. You don't need these anymore. It's one-person jobs. So it's a matter of just assigning jobs, and I'm going to let him continue to play with remotes because he started with the remotes, and I started with this. We consider trading off so we can, keep with each other's skills up. But no, it doesn't make sense, especially if we're broadcasting now. It'll only slow us down. When we have more time, we'll do that, but right now, no. So now, where's my 3 levels of brass tube?
Oh, this is thing. 1, 2, and 3.
I know you were going to cut for me, but you go ahead because well, no, actually, number 3 is inside.
Number 3 is inside.
Number 3 is inside.
Hello, thanks for joining us.
Hello.
So what am I going ahead?
Yeah,
Talking about what I'm
I'm
going to
still
do?
getting spots. Well, no, because the saw's on that side still, right?
Yes, it is.
Where'd you put the saw?
Oh, actually, for cutting tubes, it's on the floor out of the way. But for cutting tubes, we use the knife.
Oh, that's right.
We score
That's
it
right.
and then snap it. yeah,
do you want to cut this?
Yeah, mark the wet links.
Well, we should make sure that there's more than enough to go inside the head for the mechanism.
This question for him?
For him?
For him.
All right.
Okay.
Don't
Bear
be
with me for a
surprised if he
moment. I'll
lets
be
me
out of
answer.
frame for a moment. Just give me some sawdust into a garbage container.
Now, am I going to be able to paint this silver? Yeah, I should be.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. There's a little flange on the bottom, though.
Yeah, that little flange is a different crowd this time of day in your scopes. Yeah, well, it's Sunday afternoon. You have me on a Sunday afternoon.
For a long time.
She taking care of me. We take
I
care of
no freaking way am I
ourselves so that
taking
we
care
can be
of
there
him.
for each other.
Oh my God, dude. That does not exist in all relationships. If
That's
he
right.
needs my help, he will ask for it. If I need his help, I will ask for it.
Yeah. We are an equal opportunity partnership.
It's like they're little posts. We got to get closer when we go
Yeah.
in like ever. Yeah, really. Yeah, ever and forever and ever and ever and ever and ever and ever. See, I'm tempted to just go with the one
Yeah.
and make it with either the air dry clay or I'm not sure how stable the air dry clay will be, but it's worth a try, and just create this shape
Right.
on top of the tube, and then have the tube go further in the body for support.
Yeah, that would work. And then those drop into the.
Then
into
this
the
drops into the.
Yeah. They're on a bit of an angle too, which we'll do on the actual. God, what happened to what?
What?
What do you mean? What happened?
That was like a sideways
I know,
question. I'd give you a sideways answer if I knew what you were talking about. Oh, we know who Trudeau is. Yes. Yes, that's the joy of being Canadian.
Yeah. Went to a waffle breakfast place.
Farm or something on a Sunday.
This
Yeah,
weekend,
actually,
yes.
we're going there tonight for dress rehearsal.
Yeah.
So, weekend one, yes. We'll try to do that again. That's when we had the 360 out. But with us moving in 3 weeks, I don't think we'll get a chance again.
Yeah.
The scandal. Or are you
There's
one of those that
always-
insists on talking about politics and everyone's in the scandal if you don't
Yeah.
like them?
We don't do politics in our
We don't do
broadcasts.
politics, no. Actually,
Yeah.
that one looks like on an afterthought angle.
Yeah, it's because it was handmade.
It looks like they were
right?
made straight
Yeah.
and then put in on an angle. Look
Yeah,
at that.
possibly. Yeah.
You can see the tear in the edge.
Yeah.
They were made straight and then put in on an angle. No, don't judge me.
I like
I
your
can
scope.
go, okay, John. No, we won't.
Yes, I'm a regular.
Yes, I know.
That's true. Yeah.
Welcome to your first day on Periscope.
It's always a scandal.
This will actually be kind of like a short broadcast, so if you have any questions, now's a good time.
That was a good time. We got 52 minutes.
So why don't I just do it? Because that's what it looks like. It looks like
Right.
they made it straight,
Mm-hmm.
and then they adjusted it later.
Yeah. Well, we could definitely do it.
I heard about Trudeau, and I was shocked.
You're just baiting.
Honey, we don't care about politics. We're building. I have no idea what's going on in either country at this moment.
Yeah, really.
We have a deadline. It's called Emerald City Comic Con. It's coming up real fast. That's when narrow vision kicks in. We don't know. Like, next door neighbor's house could blow up, and we wouldn't know.
We wouldn't even know. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So, welcome to your first day on Periscope.
Thanks for joining us.
Really, Martin and I got to a point where everything was just so overwhelming, and we know the reality of where we're living and where we need to go to, and that's all we care about.
Yeah,
and
that's
that our
right.
art continues. And right now, the art is in Toronto. So
That's right. And these Canadians appreciate
you
it.
love Canadians. Thank you. Thank you. You can disturb us. Yes.
Can we move boxes over here through the door, through the garage, because it would be easier?
You do it quietly so they can hear us.
Very.
Very excited. Like church mice. Sure.
Mwah. Enjoy all.
Warn him that we are on air. If you guys say anything that you don't want to be heard, it's
That's
your
right.
own fault.
Oh,
Don't say
so
anything you
true.
regret.
Don't worry, we won't say anything mean because we're nice people.
What are you making?
What do we
John,
make?
yes,
you
you
wouldn't live
are.
with you wouldn't live with mean people.
No slippy up. We are building our version of, well, it'll look as much like the original as possible, but of course not the original materials. We're not doing fiberglass or anything like that. But we're building a K9, which is from Doctor Who, and he was introduced into the series in 1978. And I dressed as Romana, one of the Doctor's character from that time too. And we thought it was time that I had a K9 to go with my Romana. However, we're not going to get everything done in time for this convention. So our goal right now is to get the body and everything looking good, set everything up so that we can easily take things apart. to make them all mechanical and get his remote control working, so at least he can move around the floor. It'll be kind of weird not having his voice and everything, but right now he'll just be very photo friendly. So that's this is blocking everything. So that's our goal, is to get him done in just 2 days. Left.
We have 2 days left.
Yeah. So the brass should paint with the automotive paints.
Yeah.
I don't have to get another.
No.
And so should the air dry. All the best. Thank you.
Do you maybe want to use the milliput?
Oh, the milliput is much more solid. What's the drying time?
It's about an hour or two.
Oh, geez, that's less than the air dry.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Oh no, it is less than the air dry.
Yeah.
It is less than the air dry.
So she's saying it's less than the air dry.
Yes. So I would love to use the milliput. Do you know where it went? Because I don't know if we packed it.
It's probably in the with the clays with the air dries and the
Okay.
thermos.
So when I look for it, because we don't want to completely leave these guys abandoned.
Okay.
We want to keep going.
Yeah.
Why don't you cut this one for me?
Okay.
Okay. Because this will be the outside one that this is based on.
Okay.
And it should go inside enough because we can always cut it off later. I'm going to have the milliput go all the way down. We should be able to cut through the milliput later too.
Yes.
So we can make it shorter after the fact.
Okay.
So my suggestion is we temporarily mount it in and make it so that we can take them out later.
Yeah.
And just watch the kids, because the kids always grab the ears, as we learned.
They do. Yeah. So how far up onto the ear does that go? Like, does that come up to here, or is that going to be a different piece?
That ends at, I say, the black.
Yeah.
And then the extra piece will either be this with that stuck in it,
Right.
and then bent. I'm going to basically wire it to the. I'm not going to go out and then back in, because it looks like it's attached here and then it's attached here. But I'm going to let it go just on the inside. I'm going to do it to the same curvature.
Right. Yeah.
So I have another thing for the mesh to glue to.
Okay.
And so that'll be either in this or in this.
Okay.
But I only see it worthy to do it just that black and into the body.
Welcome to your first day on Periscope. Thanks
On
for
the
joining us.
first day.
Okay.
And this one, I guess we can cut in half, because this one
Directly
fits
in
better in here. And then I can put the wire into here. So it's a little loose, but I figured I'll just stick some hot glue down inside.
Okay.
It should survive the weekend.
Okay.
That's the goal right now, survive the weekend. And then we can reinforce it later with other glues and paints and stuff like that.
Makes sense.
Okay? So this will be sitting loose with maybe a stopper. So
Right.
this can be the same length or longer inside, and I'll just put a little stopper inside or whatever. Right?
Okay.
So maybe in half or just less than half, and
I'll just
enough
go directly in half.
to do that and into the core.
Okay.
Martin's going to do that while I look for milliput. Milliput is an incredible material, and I'm hoping we didn't pack it, because I could really use it right now. And Martin's in a position right now, not working on the remote. He can keep an eye on your comments, which means I can turn my back on you guys for a little bit. So by all means, say hello.
Hello.
Not you, them.
I was saying hello to someone.
Oh, were you?
Yes.
Cool. Did someone say hello then?
Not sure.
Oh.
We had a couple new viewers pop in. And sorry, I don't understand what that was. Hey, Budlums. We're doing a very short broadcast. We're only going to do an hour today. But,
Guys, we got lots to do. I'm going to move his head out of the way. Hey, guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Please don't say we packed the milliput. Don't say it, Martin.
I won't say it.
Don't say we packed the milliput.
Did you look in the female drawer? And I'm realizing this one larger tube is actually a thick wall tube. I can't cut it with a knife, so I actually need to use the Dremel. Because the
Well,
handsaw won't cut it.
is there another one that's similar in size?
Let's find out. I'll rifle through the bin of mini tubes.
It is not in the bin of Fimo.
Not in the bin of female. Maybe in the bin of blues. I'm pretty sure we still have milliput.
I know we have it. The question is, where did it go? Did we already pack it? don't start. Well, we're trying to not have a stress out at the end. Plus, we got to sell a lot of like shelves and stuff. So, sooner we pack, the better. And we're paying for a storage locker. So, and so many ands. And or.
Okay, found one.
You found one? Lily pods. Lily pods.
I remember when Dremel called it a moto tool. Oh, that's right.
Oh,
the Dremel
yeah.
moto tool.
That's right.
It's amazing how many Dremel models there are now.
I know. Well, we've got one waiting for us in Toronto, so we'll have two once we move.
Yep,
It'd be nice to have two again.
definitely.
Some of our friends are being very, very, very helpful. What they're doing is they're letting us leave some things behind so that we don't have to pack it at all, and they're going to have it for us when we get to the other end. Now, where did you find, where was this tool, Pat? Because I'll bet you the milliput is with this tool.
It is in there's a bin in the corner of the sewing room where the feather drawers used to be.
Keep them entertained.
I'll keep them entertained. Hey, folks. Feel free to ask any questions. We are building a replica canine from Doctor Who. Right now, the body has got some more fairing putty, a new term that we're now getting used to using.
Instead of Bondo.
Instead of Bondo. Bondo's a name brand. Technically, Bondo is sort of a fairing putty as well. It's not necessarily always called fairing putty. But the stuff that we got seems to be working quite well. We've got canine's body sitting in the furnace room staying warm right now so that the putty will have a better chance to set up and cure. And that'll make it a little more, a little easier to work with. Our goal is to get a final paint coat on the body itself this afternoon, because this evening we're off to the Carlsberry Farms winery to do our murder mystery dress rehearsal. The murder mystery is coming up on March 12th in 2 days. So this will be our final rehearsal, full costume, so we can get a hang of props and everything else going on and take it from there. But it means we've got very little time this afternoon to get a whole bunch of things done. So today's broadcast is only going to be a 1 hour broadcast. Thank you for joining us. Feel free to ask any questions at all. We are here to answer. And by we, I mean me and Christina, who's looking for something in the other room. She's looking for the milliput. It's a 2-part modeling buddy. Hey! Mama! And then once she's back from doing that, we can get a few more things done. I'm cutting some small tubes for her. She's building the ears. And they're going to be a temporary set of ears right now. We're in such a time crunch to be ready for Emerald City Comic Con. We hit the road Wednesday fairly early, mid-morning, to go down to Seattle. So we have until basically tomorrow night to get this finished, because Tuesday night's the murder mystery. So anything we don't finish. So the goal is to get at least his drive wheels going, which we're pretty close on. Get a little bit of wiring harness in there. Have him radio controlled so that he can roll around. The head's not necessarily going to move. I don't think we're going to have time for that. The ears will just be temporary and not moving either. We'll get to all of that once we're in Toronto and we're set up and have some shop space available to us. So we've got some great friends who are we're talking about sharing shop space with them, because the place that we're looking at has not got enough room for a full shop. Certainly nothing like this. So it's going to be an interesting first year in Toronto, back in Toronto, but we're looking forward to it. So one of the other things we're going to try and do today is we've got a couple of other electronic parts. We want to make sure that we have some lighting for the eyes, because he's got that great red panel on the face with that glows for the eyes, and try and get the blinkies on the back box done, because we still have to build the back box. So it's this little control panel on the back of K9 that's got 12 little blinking lights and a couple of glowing panels. Thank you for the hearts. Thank you so much. And on top of all of that, we've got Mutt sitting over there. You can just see him next to the K9 puzzle. He donated his battery last night for us to get K9's motors tested out. So the battery has to go back in. And when we were testing the radio controls, we discovered that we couldn't connect the transmitter that we had with the receiver that we got. Those are all donated parts from different directions, so they weren't compatible. Unfortunately, the receiver for K9 just happened to be compatible with Mutt's remote. So Mutt's remote is now running K9, which means I have to get the remote we were going to use for K9 connected to Mutt, and that should work that way. So we'll see what happens. Still can't find Millie Butt.
No.
So maybe we have to go with the air drive.
I don't want to go with the air drive now because it takes too long.
No. Do we want to trade off and I'll look for the Millie Butt? I am the magical finder of things. No matter where I go, people can be scrambling, looking for something, can't find them, and I'll go into a room and go, oh, here it is.
I'll bet you it's behind Mutt.
You know what? Mutt Butt.
Mutt Butt.
It is behind Butt. It is in the drawer with the casting and molding materials.
So for forcing me to go looking for something that we know wasn't where I was looking.
I'm going to go move Mutt.
You're going to move Mutt and you're going to dig it out. Okay. I'm such a smart ass.
Yes, you
Well, all part of you is smart, dear.
Thank you.
Not just
The roommate's trying to get her way.
For what?
No.
I require nothing.
The voice
Just appreciation.
The voice from behind the camera. Yeah, I'm going to kill you now.
Hey, look. You and what army?
It won't take an army to kill this one. Okay, I can't do this. I know it's supposed to be like study music and stuff. But
I know, it's too...
It's too like...
Yeah.
There's like no energy to it.
No, you need happy music.
I do.
Well, we thought it was going to be happy music. It's supposed to be for studying. It's too...
Try lo-fi. Lo-fi is pretty good for studying, but it's a little bit more up energy. Because it's more dance music-ish.
I have no idea what that is, though.
Lo-fi. L-O-F-I.
Is that a service or is that a...
It's a type of music.
As a genre?
It's a genre.
It's a genre?
Hi-fi and lo-fi.
What did you say it was?
Lo-fi.
Lo-fi. L-O-F-I, I think is what it's called. If I'm wrong, feel free to let me know.
Chilling in my house. Screw it, I'm going back to pop music.
There you go.
Pop music.
Going back to the 80s.
Pop music.
The 80s were the best.
That's true. So I'm going to grab a bit of sandpaper so I can clean up the ends of those tubes that I just cut.
Oh, now that's having a hard time. Damn it.
Oh, we're just not having any fun, are we?
There we go. That's better.
Oh yeah. Hungry like the wolf.
Millie butts. Oh, did you cut the larger ones?
I did. I'm cleaning up the ends. They're a little ragged. There's the small ones.
Millie Putt is a two-part epoxy. What I like about Millie Putt is the fact that you don't need gloves to use it. It's very viable on its own without gloves. It's like pretty pukey colors, but it is what it is. And it's 1-to-1, and it's not finicky, so you just basically guess what you need and go at it. Millie Putt also, if you want to try to get things smooth and it's not smoothing out, you can use a tiny bit of water on your finger and just smooth it out. But it's usually pretty good. You can tell this one's been open for a little while. It's a little stiff. So you don't normally need something like scissors to cut it off, but we do right now.
It's like toffee.
It is like toffee. Don't eat it.
No.
No eating Millie Putt. It'll make you sick.
How is it spelled? Where's the package? Oh. Millie Putt. Milliputt.
Make sure you do keep wrapping it up before you put it away, because as much as it takes 2 parts to make a chemical reaction, thanks, you're welcome. Once your seal is broken on the product, it can get a little air hard anyway. It is a European product, if I remember correctly.
I think so.
Originally.
From France?
Yeah. France, or there's like 4 languages on the back. Can be used for mold making. I wouldn't. It'll take you forever. And can be cast.
Yeah, so I guess you mix it and you can press it into a mold, right? So, and a great big roasted chicken salad today. Oh, it's Chris Justin talking about food again.
Now, they also come in colors. It'll tell you what color it is on the box. I think this one was gray. Everything's kind of deteriorated on me. But yeah, it does come in different colors as well. So if you don't want to paint it or anything, get the color.
His travels.
Yeah, really.
No, that was Lilliput.
That's Lilliput, yeah. That's clever. So, where's my two larger ones? Okay.
Two larger ones. And they're probably over length, so like you said, we
That's
can
fine.
trim them off if we need to.
I like those pocket pizzas. So much ham and pepperoni. Every time you come on, we get hungry.
I know.
I wonder
We just
why.
had lunch. Steal this for a moment.
So I'm going to quietly sit here and work.
Oh, there's Lilliput over there.
I will answer questions when I can.
There's
And,
Lilliput all over this.
It's crumbling a little bit, but that's because it air dried a tiny bit. So I'm just going to work it more. And Martin is going to start working on the remote.
That's right.
Went to the Cracker Barrel for lunch today after church. Cool. Sounds like you had a good time. Can't remember what color this one was. I think it was some really pukey, whatever. It was the last one at the art shop.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, this one was opened a while ago, so it's a little crumbly. Which means I have to work it a little more. Now, I don't recommend you touch your face once you start working this stuff.
Kind of greasy. You can use you can use gloves. You can use bare. Ever had shepherd's pie?
Yes.
Oh yes.
I'm part Scottish. It was one of the criteria.
Yeah, really.
English, Irish, Scottish, Parisian French, French Canadian, Native Indian. I am a mutt.
Yeah, nicely done.
Thank you. But like anything that's a chemical reaction, make sure you completely mix it.
that's all hooked up. We've temporarily got the battery pack from Mutt that we can clip attached to the drivetrain.
For those of you just joining us, Mutt is the steampunk robotic dog behind me. It keeps disappearing every time I lean forward.
Okay, there we go.
Okay, this is better. I like
This is
classical
much
music,
better,
but
yeah.
this is like...
Definitely better. Switches are going to have to stick somewhere too. That's a good spot for it. So we got this hooked up and connected yesterday. Today we found a plug to be able to get the second motor operating as well. So one motor going, another motor going. Cool. Definitely, these are donated sprockets, and I think the gear pitch is not quite 100% matching the original sprockets from the R2 motors, which is what we borrowed. We're borrowing a lot of stuff for K9.
Well,
So there's a
we're
little
not
bit of
borrowing because he's not really getting them back.
That's true. The motors are going to stay with K9. The battery's going back into Mutt today because we need him for the murder mystery. But yeah, from the sounds of it, those are working fine. There's a little bit of skipping on the teeth, so adding a little bit of grease to the system should at least help that be a little smoother. And we could almost set this down on the floor and test it out, but then he'll be out of camera range.
No, if it has to be tested, it has to be tested.
It does. I'm going to take a moment and just stick some switches down. Feel free to ask any further questions, guys.
Well, you have to make sure the other remote talks them up before you go too far.
That's true.
That should also be the one that our Mutt controller for the murder mystery should be using tonight.
Yes. So as soon as I got this guy on a quick test run, taking a moment, and I'll...
I'm comparing this in size to the other one. That's what I'm doing behind the hot glue gun.
All right.
Yeah, we're still having problems with our Stingray, but we figure because we're moving at the end of the month, we're not going to bother complaining about it.
Mm-hmm.
Getting the bottom of this flat again. See, with his tail, there's going to be a lot of static shortcut type things in order to just get it done for the convention. And then we'll do all the mechanics and stuff after we get back. Well, after we get to Toronto.
Yes, yeah. There won't be time between Emerald City and the actual move. We're kind of going to be focusing on gangbusters, getting everything packed
And trying to make some more money.
trying to make some more money too, yeah.
So we have a little more solidity.
Alright. Gonna quickly take him off frame and see. Oh wow, here we go. It's that battery.
That battery. So, you know, if we had the money, we'd buy more modern batteries. These are getting old. They will fry eventually. But the more modern batteries are lighter. They have the same amount of power, if not more. It's just they're designed better. Time has flied. Because that battery is only about 5 years old. And it's already being upstaged by another version of itself. But they're like 80 to $100 for those batteries. So we're going to push this one as far as we can and hope to God it doesn't quit on the weekend. Because that would be horrible.
That would be actually really bad if it did.
Well, if we can live the weekend really, really tight on what we're coming back Sunday, I was going to say we can buy a new battery down there. It's always cheaper to buy things like that in the States, even with the conversion. America, you guys get so much business from Canada.
That's true.
The sound you're hearing is Martin basically running just the bass around a little bit. to see if everything's talking to everything correctly, and if all the bearings and the wheels and if everything's talking to everything like it's supposed to. What I'm doing is I'm fudging quickly the bottom shape of the ears, the little post that supports them on the original, by using milliput to sculpt what looks like a 1970s antenna support of some sort. Greetings, Grand Admiral! The Grand Admiral's in the house, Martin.
Admiral's in the house.
Try to behave
I'm
yourself.
just off here.
Martin's just off camera running the base of K9 around to see whether or not everything is working out okay. That'll do. It's not a perfect shape. I'll worry about a perfect shape when we make them a little. How are you guys going? Pretty crazy with the move coming up, but Emerald City Comic Con coming up. We're realizing that this K9 will not have a voice or moving ears or a tail because we just run out of time. So our goal is to make him look good and to put parts in that we can easily pull them apart later and add and fix and make them mechanical. Martin's just a floating head.
Just a floating head. A head in the void.
A head in the void.
Okay, well, they're both working. They have a bit of tweaking to be done. So,
Oh, of course they have a little bit of tweaking.
always a bit of tweaking.
We're using parts off of other things. Where's paper towel?
Over there. Hello, Pippin.
Because I got milliput on my fingers. And they're starting to get warm because it's starting to set on my fingers. I don't know how people can sculpt though with gloves on. Like how they can get that contact enough to get all the little details and stuff. I can't do it.
I'll put the paper towel over here, which is in better reach for both of
So,
us.
Martin, what do you think? It's not the same shape accurately, but do you think it'll pass for now?
Yeah.
Because we can always on the milliput later.
Yeah, exactly.
Take it off with a knife.
Remove it. And, yeah, that'll work.
And it looks like it's painted the same color as the dog's head, so that'll be
It
the
does, yeah.
that'll be painted as the steel,
Right. And those will be painted silver.
silver. Yep.
That's right.
We are using 2 different layers of paints to get the right color for K9, and we're putting down his steel paint first. Thank you for
Jen.
joining, Jen. Yay! So, Grand Admiral, how's things going?
Things on the other side of the world.
The other side of the universe, actually. Ocean gray or military gray? Probably more military gray with a light dusting of silver, and the 2 layers together create as close to the eye as we can see. Hey, there's a lot of people on the K9 Builders group who do the blue, but I noticed he only really looks blue when he's out in the sky, like in the sky in the open in the sun. Going good. Heading overseas soon. Oh wow. Oh wow. Hopefully you can still keep in touch with everyone. That would be horrible to lose touch with you, honey. But yeah, so we're going with the closer to the grays that we're seeing in the photos. Oh, Copybot. We had none of those last night. What the hell?
Hold on.
What?
Did Copybots just come on with Admiral Tom? Did they follow him in?
I'm blocking it, right?
Are they Imperial Copybots?
I'm blocking it, right?
Block it. Imperial Copybots.
How's the Toronto move going? Or for you pagans, you know, don't care. Whatever symbol will protect us.
It's going?
It's going. It's crazy. I'm going to leave you with Martin for a moment because I'm realizing I'm going to have to use the orange stuff to get this off my
Oh,
fingers.
yeah. Okay.
It's still heating up. I was hoping to just wipe it. But Martin, tell them about the move while you were.
Don't mention the war. Yeah, really. Don't mention the war. Don't mention the move. It's going along. We're on the verge of having a place. But it's still kind of stressful. And of course, we still got to book the truck. We've got to book the flights for the cats, for the flight for the cats, and still a ton of things to pack, put away, get rid of, donate, sell, dispose of. So, but it is coming along, and of course, our finances still aren't as great as they could be, and the move is going to cost us more than we actually have. Sounds full on. It is, yeah. And of course, doing things like getting ready for ETA in a few months. No, like 3 weeks. End of March, we are on the road, headed for Toronto. So that's part of the craziness that's going on in us right now. Good luck. Thank you. Do a little bit every day. Well, that's what we're trying to do. We got a little bit of everything going on every day. 3 weeks you'll be in a truck moving. Yep.
If we can put enough money, if we can put enough money together, we hope to broadcast the trip across country. But it's going to be a lot of data plan because it's not like we're going to find Wi-Fi in the middle of Saskatchewan in a field and stuff like that. But same with, we're thinking of stopping at campgrounds and hopefully they're open for the night type thing. But we've got ourselves, like, they were on sale really, really cheap. We got ourselves like a little hibachi barbecue so we can cook and we don't have to go into the restaurants. That should save us a ton of money.
How many days?
You can do it in 3. I've seen people do it in 2.5. I think they're insane. But you can do it in 3. But we're going to take 5 because friends did it in 3 a couple of years ago and they regretted it. It was just way too stressful. And it took 6, almost 7, about 6.5 when I decided to just take my sweet time and go cross country. Usually driving a separate truck. No, we have 2 friends coming with us. So there will be 4 of us trading off the driving duties. We're going to set spots to stop at so that if we lose the truck or they lose us and, Martin will drive the truck for a while while someone else is driving your car, whatever. We're just going to switch the 4 of us around depending on who's more awake, who's, more gung-ho. But we're not going to go more than 2 hours at a time. So, rendezvous points,
in case you get separated on the road, yeah.
Just in case. Especially since all 4 of us have slightly different driving styles. So, yeah, we got ourselves a convoy.
We sure do.
We actually have walkie-talkies too that we're going to use so that our cell phones aren't stressed out.
Yeah.
So, but they only work for a certain, for a certain distance. So, yeah, we're going to bring the walkie-talkies with us. Nice, yeah. We haven't used those in years.
Oh, I know, yeah.
I mean, they've been sitting in that drawer forever. They should be fine. If one of the batteries exploded, we'll just clean it out.
Yeah.
Little isopropyl
Watch out for the smokies. Yeah, really.
Really.
Especially on that long straightaway through Saskatchewan. Can't lose yourself in the.
Those movies were great.
Yeah.
All I could think of was the movies. Oh my god. All the stereotypes. So I'm going to use hot glue partially because it's a high temp gun, and if we decide to redo the ears later, I want to be able to just heat them up and pull them apart. This is aluminum, so the hot glue won't be sucked away the heat as much. When you try to hot glue things like silver or brass or copper, they conduct heat a lot better than aluminum. So it's easy for the glue to cool down before it even gets a chance to do its job. I'm going to stand these up because one side's getting dented. Enjoy the trip. You'll be settled in Toronto by mid-April, hopefully. Yes, we will. We have to.
Our planned arrival date is April 4th, 3rd or 4th in Toronto.
What are we making, Jen asks. Go for it, Martin.
We are building a canine, replica canine from Doctor Who. He was originally introduced in the show in 1978. We've always wanted to build one. So Christina's working on the ears right now. We've had the base plate with the drive motors and everything up here. Right now, this is Mutt's base plate. I don't know how well you can see it in the broadcast. But Mutt donated his battery the other day.
Not by choice.
Not by choice. It was forcibly donated to test out K9. And he also donated his transmitter. So now we have to change over transmitters and hope that we can get the new transmitter working because it didn't seem to work with the parts we were running for K9.
Thank you for inviting followers.
Thank you so much.
Of its Star Wars celebration in Chicago on April 11th. Yeah, we've been trying to get to that for years. We're going to have to one day. What the?
I don't know.
I have no idea.
That looks like it could be. K9 had a bad motivator?
Yeah,
really. He did. Yeah, so what I will need to do right now is temporarily move this off the table. Move Mutt's body back on the table.
Thank you for inviting followers, Grand Admiral. And of course, as usual, we love things like replays and all that stuff.
All that stuff. So all I got to do now is take the receiver and make sure it'll pair with the transmitter. Otherwise, we're putting the old transmitter. So I was planning to open in April.
I heard. So unfair. And we're going to lose our PVR, so anything we didn't watch on our PVR, we're going to have to try to find again, including all the Star Wars. Because we just haven't had time, right? But we've been recording it. A whole bunch of stuff that we're just going to have to get caught up on. Oh, comments.
Looks amazing. I'll be heading home before that opens. Oh, yeah.
Oh, so you're going to miss it? Darn it. Don't cool down, Lou. Don't cool down. April 4th. Oh, okay. Well, we'll all just have to... Yeah, we'll all just have to go together. We've got... Once we settle in Toronto and we get our finances back together, oh my God, we've just got to all just meet up somewhere, you know?
Yeah.
Just because. Just because. Just because.
Just because.
I mean, we obviously have the same interests, or we wouldn't be talking, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I am ready to try and see if I can pair
That would be fun,
with the new
yeah.
transmitter. So, Siri, yeah.
But be careful because this is a high temp blue. See how you guys go. You might be stressed. Yes. No, we're already that stressed. Well, we're going to try to relax. The worst thing about Emerald City Comic Con for us this year is the fact that we're staying at a friend's place because we really can't justify any money. So it's like we're eating and that's it. So we'll have a dealer's room and all this great stuff, and we won't be able to buy anything. And we're staying at a friend's place, so we're going to have to drive into town each day. So it's going to be a little crazy, but cheaper than what it would be in the way we normally do it. Nice, yeah. It's going to be tough. But we can do it. We can do it.
So it's not compatible with this one either.
No?
Nope.
So those remotes are not compatible with either dog.
Yeah.
Does R2D2 make noise? Not anymore, Jen. We'd have to completely reprogram his voice. It's an old iPod, and it's had its day. It'll have deprogrammed itself by now because it's been sitting quiet for so long. But he had 35 phrases programmed into him. His full head rotation, his scanner, his periscope. He's actually pretty complicated inside, but he got old. And he had a bit of a mishap with a tour bus at a convention, so he's been kind of static since. Cool. Yeah, we built him in like mid-90s. So he's of course coming with us. We're not getting rid of him. But we'll either rebuild him one day, but we doubt it because the infrastructure, there's so many better ways to do it now. We were thinking of like either taking on a BB-8 when we have money again. Hi, Barry. Or
Barry.
Or do a chopper. We'd like to do a chopper. That would be fun. Especially the attitude on chopper. It looks amazing. Thank you.
This is just mud.
That's mud.
This is mud. We, in the interest of the fact that we're doing the fact that we're doing a dress rehearsal for the murder mystery tonight, mud kind of had to be put back together again. Plans for BB-8, I think, on the Fireverse firms.
There is a BB-8 builders group as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Please see a close-up of what, honey?
Of this?
Top Gun, yeah.
We've had
that was like the best movie ever.
Before.
Well, no, there are a lot of other best movies.
You make a lightsaber cake knife. Nice.
Yes! Oh my God, that's got to happen.
Alright, so.
For all your birthday needs. We're going to have to secure the knife inside the lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
Well, if you get someone to make you the blade, then you can make a custom tag. All my way. Or You can probably get one made for you with a crossbar inside. That's the way I would do it. Thank you for inviting people.
Oh, yeah. Thank you so much. So now we gotta get back together again here.
There's a roller coaster named Top Gun near me. Nice, Jen.
Oh yeah.
Life already. Sounds difficult. Yeah.
You'll figure it out, I'm sure.
And folks, a lot of you have been asking about the old broadcasts that have been bumped off, like the lightsaber broadcast and stuff like that. Feel free to send us messages on Twitter, and we'll just send you the link. We've deleted a lot of our back broadcasts to do massive cleanup, but we kept all those intact. It's just you can't see them because Periscope only lets you see so far back. But I know some of you have been talking about them, so just let us know. The Wings, we kept all those, most of those broadcasts. There were a few that were just, didn't really work out well. Only 100 broadcasts. Yeah, that's all you can see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think I deleted last month when I did that cleanup. I think I deleted 400 or 500, and there's still over 1,000 broadcasts for us.
We've done a lot of broadcasts. Right now it's called Flight Deck. It's like we're going by Paramount, not anymore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's kind of cool, though.
Is Canada's Wonderland still owned by Paramount? Or?
I believe it is, yes.
Because when Viacom bought Paramount, there was a lot of changes.
You guys are doing well. We're trying.
We're trying. We're trying. I know trying isn't ideal, but what we got was, now it's called Flight Deck, the park. Is owned by, oh, that's a copy bot. Martin, your turn.
Copy bot.
Martin has the honor this time.
I'm on her. I mean,
What do you mean you're on her?
to
Martin,
delete that.
no.
Do or
We're
do
not
not,
that
there
kind
is
of
no
broadcast,
try.
and you missed it completely.
I totally missed it.
No, there is no try. Sage words.
Sage words, wise words by the frog.
The frog himself. The frog of the Star Wars universe.
That's right. So I am going to make a little modification to mud here so we can take the battery out a little more easily. As we discovered, we had a hard time because the battery is so old and bloated. It's well.
It's bloated. It's just before its period 7 times a Oh no, who's being turned into a Cyberman? Sometimes I feel like it. Seriously.
I'll put some space here so maybe that's looking back.
Oh my god, I haven't seen that in ages.
Where they come back for Gonzo.
Poor Gonzo. Such an identity crisis on Gonzo.
Oh, I know, yeah.
So I could have done the math to try to figure out what size this mesh should have been, because when you curve it, suddenly becomes, you have to make it larger. But because I hand bent the wire, it's not perfect. So, yeah, gluing it and cutting it, bit of a waste, but again, leftover material from other projects, so it's not going to be a huge loss.
Doing math is better than doing math.
Yes, really. Oh my god, yes. Do the math. Do the math. It's garbage now. I actually got it in the garbage can, folks. I know you didn't see that. But I randomly tossed it into that corner and it went into the garbage can. I'm suddenly impressed with myself.
And you should be.
Thank you. Lots of math quotes in Discovery.
Oh, are there?
Open your heart to me, baby. Yep. Okay, the 80s mix are winners on iTunes.
Yeah.
I know we've been trying other stuff, but so far, this is the third 80s mix I've gone to see what it's like. That or everyone's just our age,
Well, there's that too.
which that would be cool too. Or young and appreciate the music of our era.
That's also
I'm now starting to sound real old. So I'm just using the tip of the hot glue to melt what's there a little bit more, to get it into the mesh and through to the metal, and to make it a smooth surface. When I paint over this, no one's gonna know. Well, you guys will know.
No one will ever know.
They'll know. They're here.
We're gonna have to.
They're actually. We're gonna have to. We're gonna. Do we have a flashy thing?
Flashy? Yeah.
We need a Men in Black flashy thing. Is that the sonic screwdriver's other purpose?
That's right.
I always felt they looked a lot alike.
Folks, bring R2D2 to life. If only we could. He's
his batteries are
not
gone.
functional anymore. Batteries are gone.
Oh hey, Mike. Toronto, Mike, right? I'm trying to work the memory.
A weird mixture of music and my Spotify. And it's a heavy metal.
Nice.
Well,
Mark. Okay, I knew it was an M name. You're bored. Oh, that's really bad. Being bored, it's boring.
We wish we were bored sometimes.
Oh my God. You realize it's the first convention we've done in years where we don't have panels.
That's true.
We're going to have like a weird time. How are we? We are fine, Mark.
Yes.
What are you building? Hey, Martin, take over so my throat can have a rest.
Ultimately, we are building a replica of K9 from Doctor Who. This is not him. This is Mutt. Mutt is our other robotic dog that we built a few years ago. He just got a little bit of an overhaul because we had to borrow his transmitter and his battery to test K9. Right now, K9's in pieces, just off frame. Christina's working on the ears for K9, and our goal is to have him functional for Emerald City Comic Con, which is coming up this following weekend. So we are leaving on Wednesday for Seattle, and we have to have an operational K9. So he's at least going to be able to roll, and we'll have the lights in the eye and stuff like that going on.
But no voice.
No
the
voice.
ears will be static for now. It's cool. Where's the phone booth? We used to have one.
Ah, yes.
Boards are boards. You are a copy bot that is bored. You have a board copy bot.
Board copy bot.
Where's Block? Oh, there it is.
Come on.
Yes.
We're going to AwesomeCon in DC. Sounds amazing. When's AwesomeCon?
Yeah, when's AwesomeCon? Because DC will be driving distance.
Yeah.
Once we're moved.
We can make it there in like 8 hours.
I wonder if we can get a panel spot still. Whoever this person is who did this mix likes Madonna a lot.
Apparently.
It's funny, I was reading some of the posts on the ears and the different ways people did it on the K9 Builders group, and one of them says, the ears always look horrible. It's like they use it to train the new guys.
Yeah, right.
April 26th and 28th. No, that's too soon.
Cutting out too close, yeah.
Darn.
Too soon to us arriving in Toronto.
Darn.
Monsterpalooza is coming to Pasadena. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Jen, unfortunately we're going to be moving further away, so it'll take a little more effort to get to those.
Too close, yeah. Just
So,
once we get into Toronto, we really have to focus on getting the income coming in and getting the place sorted out and settled into. Maybe going to Toronto on my trip. We'll check in with how you guys are traveling. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
oh yes, definitely. There's a little geek thing that happens. What's that? What's what? That's Mutt.
This is Mutt. This is our steampunk robotic dog who's just gotten a little bit of an overhaul because we need him for our murder mystery coming up on March 12th. We're just doing a 1 hour broadcast, folks, so we might be...
That's
all
some
this time
geeky
to
stuff to check out in Toronto. Always. Most of the stuff that was there when we left is still there. It's great. I got that vibe immediately.
The steampunk vibe, yes.
Vibe.
I think yes, K9 did it.
Shh. They're like
He's on.
they're like sibling rivalry before even we got started here.
Warm and raining today, 5 degrees. The snow is melting. Oh, that's good. Yeah, we got our temperatures went up in Vancouver too a little bit.
Cool with.
We'll do the geeky stuff.
Okay.
He has got geeky.
Yes. Yes, he has. I think the last time he was actually on a scope, though, was very, very, very long time ago.
Mm-hmm. All right, so he is back together again. He is ready for tonight. There's our 1 hour timer.
Well, can we go a little longer? Because I haven't done the ears. I want to finish these ears.
Okay. I'll get back everybody.
I wish you could just tell Siri to shut off the little alarm. Is R2 helping or hindering? He's sleeping. He's hindering.
He's waiting for Luke.
He's really not, yeah, he's waiting for Luke. He's really not being helpful. But yeah, R2's batteries are all gone now. They were old and they were rotting and they were, one of them was actually starting to do the whole old battery pus thing and, you know, bulging out. So part of us wants to rebuild them because really a lot's different now from, we built him in the 90s. So, yeah, a lot's changed. We rebuilt and redesigned so much of Swiss cheese inside. But, yeah, we're thinking of maybe moving on to either Chopper or BB-8 or...
He must be
He
rebuilt.
must be rebuilt, yes. Well, he's got his little claw, he's got his probe, he's got his scanner, his periscope, his head does the full 360. 32 phrases, although that's all deleted now because he's been sitting dormant for a while. So I'd have to reprogram his voice. 3 to 2 leg mode, but there are so many better ways to do it than the way we did it back then.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You can't memory wipe over 2.
I know.
That's true. He's never been
You should do a group.
Groot. Oh my god, that would be so much fun. So
Teenage,
mine's so
teenage
tall.
Groot?
Yeah, it'd have to be teenage. You're not tall enough.
Angsty teenage Groot.
And I'm not skinny enough, quite frankly. Martin as Groot would be hilarious. Especially teenage Groot. You can relive like all the best parts of your teenage years.
Yeah, exactly. There were best parts.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
I didn't
met
meet
you
you
at the
until I
end.
was 20, so...
I know. Oh, come on. You were
try
still a
K2SO?
teenager inside.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we could. We saw a great steampunk scope with a little blimp. Nice. L3. Oh my god. Hey, look, if we had the time and the finances, we would so make every damn droid in the Star Wars universe, a Star Trek universe, in all of Doctor Who. I mean, we would just go nuts. You know, original Cylon. I've always wanted to make an original Cylon. Not the humanized kind of weird ones they
So many
changed
cool
it.
droids, yeah.
Yeah.
A Wally.
Oh, I would love to have a Wally in our place.
IG-88, yeah.
You see, this is it. We're moving from this place with tons of room to a little apartment, and we have to get rid of most of the stuff. It's going to be hard by your command, yes.
Do we know that lead, I assume you mean lead-free solder expires 3 years after its manufacturing date. Oh, I didn't know that.
It's very interesting.
Short circuit, Johnny Hive.
Oh, did you hear about, since you're Toronto, you'll know this, Mark, Queen's Park, right? You remember the movie they put, when they swore him in, you know, to be a citizen of the United States, they had American flags everywhere? Yeah, well, they decided they didn't have enough CGI budget, so they were shooting on a day that the film rep wasn't in, and they replaced the Canadian flags on Queen's Park with American flags for the shot, which is completely illegal. They got fined so badly for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
WonderCon last year. Wow. H.H. Holmes heard about him.
Who is H.H. Holmes? Oh,
Yes, I remember that. What a joke that was. Yeah, it's like, seriously, folks, I know production takes a little liberty, but that was too far. Chicago. Getting rid of the extra so it doesn't look weird when I paint it. Don't touch the flags.
Yeah.
Nope, don't touch the flags. You can CG over them. You can take them completely down if you want. But on any government building, say in the United States, on any government building, you can't touch the flags. You cannot physically take them down. Because then you get fined.
Hollywood North, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty much it, yeah.
See, and that's how we know we're talking to a Toronto person. Canada is Hollywood North.
That's true.
In BC, they're like, Vancouver's only Hollywood North. BC's Hollywood North. No, the whole country is. Americans don't care where they shoot.
You need particularly tan flag over top.
No.
No, actually, you're covering up a national flag. And
On a
that's
parliament
yeah.
building. Private building? Sure.
Yeah, they can put up anything they want. They're not regulated to have that flag there.
So yeah, that was a big no-no. Oh, no, that's bending it the wrong way. I'm bending it the wrong way.
Remember, bend it back.
Parliament bag.
Yes.
Yes.
Remember.
Yeah, really. But yeah, they got in such trouble. Oh my god.
We're making a movie of... Oh, is this that H.H. Holmes thing? We're still not sure what the reference is to that.
Help us out, folks. Sad souls, they say. Yeah, okay. I'm looking forward to the Tolkien movie. That's going to be cool.
The Devil in the White City.
Oh, wow. We will look it up first chance we get, folks.
Nice Elton on a Sunday fun day.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
The Discovery was epic. Tied directly to the first. Did it? We haven't seen most of them. If I was rich, I would hire Martin and Christina to build Panthros Thunder Tank from Thundercats.
Ah!
We would so do that for you. Oh my god, we would so do that for you.
That's awesome.
That is awesome. You are so our people.
Our kind of people.
They are. You guys are.
So the flashback of footage from the cage in it. Oh, nice.
Oh. No, we have so much viewing to get caught up on when we get to Toronto.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be awesome. That would be awesome. They do. Heck yes, it would be brother. What do you think about the ratio?
Yeah. Like the position? Yeah.
It looks like those are a little more curved, but I'm okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to wire that in to the mesh itself.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
He killed people with acid and then sold the skeletons to medical schools. Oh, wow.
some serious psychos.
That sounds a little bit like the part of the plot going on in our murder mysteries.
Yeah, really. Yeah, except our murder mystery is fake.
That's true.
If cast members start going out and like actually killing people, we got a problem, honey.
That's true.
These are people that we definitely have to get away from as quickly as possible. What's up? Are we in trouble again?
We are totally
What?
a very long message, so nothing I need to immediately.
Okay. Have you guys played the TNG murder mystery game? No, we haven't. Is it like a box game? Like a one of those where you fill out the little cards, you have a character? Those are cool. I remember when those were like the most popular thing. They're not around as much. Or are they coming back in? Box game, yep. Nice. Because there was like digital version, no, VHS versions. Remember all the VHS versions?
Oh, yeah.
I have it, but haven't opened it. Ah! How long have you had it? This won't look so sloppy once you get paint on it. The thing is, too, I'm looking at pictures from the 1978, the original one, and they didn't care about much of it. Thing on VHS board game was epic.
Nice.
Not that long, about 5 years. Okay. Okay. I'll forgive you. Yeah, you gotta hook up with us, honey. Come on. Come have some fun in TO.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it'll be really tough settling in, but we'll take a break if you show up.
Yeah. We're gonna have to try and get into some social activity fairly soon.
Right, yeah.
When we get there.
I don't think I can go too long without it, quite frankly. I feel so suffocated out here in BC. Beautiful province, come for the nature. But A lot of other stuff comes up short.
Yeah.
Are you sure someone's not trying to really seriously communicate with you?
That's my phone now, that whenever I don't immediately open a text message, it'll remind me again. But yeah, I will take a look at it as soon as I've got these LEDs wired.
I think these have to be higher. These are higher. Or old people go to retire. Where?
Toronto?
Or BC.
Or OBC.
Most people in Canada go to the States to retire, actually.
It's mostly where young people go to shirk responsibility.
Yeah. Yeah, no, BC. No. BC's got quite a separation between the different classes. And that's what's really upsetting about it, is you either have a lot of money or no money. But states with bad health care. Yeah, but if you save it up, it won't make a difference.
Oh, this is that same con.
Chicago World's Exhibition guy. Well, hold on. I think I saw a show or a mini-series on that years ago.
Oh, yeah.
The World Exhibition guy who did a hotel and together a hotel and for the World Fair.
Right.
And
then,
tortured them and.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
Yeah, it was some mini-series on the worst or whatever, the most drastic or weird murders in the States. Guy that yeah. Just watching Captain Row, and I think it came out this week. It did. We would love to. We don't have the money. I mean, everything's got to go into this move. That's why K9's being made out of leftovers. Right? None of this stuff is new. This is all materials from other projects that just, you know, good health care. You just have to pay for yourself. Yeah. Well, you know, guys, healthcare is not free here. Our taxes are like the worst. Well, not the worst, but very close to being the worst in the world. And what we pay for the basics here is a lot more than the States. You know, housing, a lot more than the States. There's no choices in a country like ours. You have your healthcare, but they'll tax you. So our tax rates are much, much higher than the United States. So we couldn't get out of it. It has corridors. Yes, I remember. Okay, so I have seen the show, or at least something. Recycled material. Yeah. Wall panels. That's right. You are right. But which one? I love my, what is it? I missed that last comment.
I love my medical insurance. I haven't paid a dime for anything for the blessing. Nice.
Good. But you see, this is it. Our medical also doesn't cover everything. Mm-hmm. So we still pay for medical insurance on top of that in order to get all the other things. What are you making? What are you...
We're sacrificing R2 to K9.
Just a little bit.
We're building a replica of K9 from the Doctor Who series from the 1970s.
What did make you think of that crazy dude? How you doing? We're doing okay. Trying to get the middle of this ear, or at least somewhere where it'll look good. Because it's really high on theirs, but it doesn't look right. I think this ring may be bigger than... Because it doesn't look right at the top. It looks like there's a really long stem if I put it as high as they've got it.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and this is what we mean by, you know, it's not accurately replicating, right?
This is our little home workspace for now. Because in 3 weeks, we hit the road moving back to Toronto.
We will be elsewhere in 3 weeks. So is everything right in the world? Because I saw you responding to a text.
Just waiting on that agreement.
Ah,
having technical difficulties, yes.
Looking robots in Doctor Who.
Oh, the Daleks. The ones with the balls around them?
They paid the rest. Nice!
Cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Batwoman. No more.
Batwoman. Yeah, it was about only a 3-week gig. But the pilot has, all the stuff's been built for the pilot, so they've got about another 4 or 5 days of shooting, so there's nothing new to build, so I'm currently between jobs again. So it comes at kind of a good time, because this week we're super busy getting ready for Emerald City Comic Con, but we have to make sure that we have some kind of income coming in the following week, because that's where it's going to come down to the crunch. Make a show out of it and rehire. Yeah, well, what they do will be in Toronto. So but there's tons of shows in Toronto.
Discovery.
Yeah, Star Trek Discovery. Yeah, I know there's a whole bunch of new ones coming out.
It's also a ton of
Yeah.
stage. Netflix just signed a large contract with Toronto. So, win-win-win.
Orville's shot in the LA.
There's a lot of stuff being shot in Georgia, too, so heavy competition. So Martin and I are going to have to bust our asses. We're hoping we can keep broadcasts up.
Is there a mechanical dog behind us? Yes, there is.
Yes, there is.
That is our steampunk dog, Mutt. Okay.
All right, so how long have we gone? It's been an hour and a half now?
An hour and 20.
Okay. So would you check on K9's body and see if the filler is set yet?
I can do that.
Because that's basically what we're timing this on, because we have to paint him before we go to dress rehearsal. We still have to get in the costume for dress rehearsal, too.
Yep.
Hence the dress rehearsal part. Walking Dead is shot in Georgia. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Georgia's been doing a lot of grant money lately. So, great. So some steampunk dogs in the house. Yep. And then this one will be the Doctor Who dog, K9. So is all that filler set? So those of you who were around last night, you would have seen this roughly painted. A lot of times we will roughly paint to see if there's areas in the filler that aren't smooth, because it always shows up when you spray paint on top. I see. Great. So, oh, no, that's a copy bump. Gotcha. So now we've refilled the spots that we're showing as not perfect. And now we'll have to sand them again. So we basically thought we'd get on air while the filler was drying. And then I guess once I'm done wiring this so it doesn't slide anymore, Martin and I have got to go outside and sand.
Yep.
A little fresh air also doesn't hurt.
That's true.
So I'm not wiring this as small and tight because, again, we're going to possibly be pulling apart the ears completely in order to remake them when we put the electronics in. But right now it's more just look. Oh, the wire got twisty. It's just like trying to sew with wire.
Yeah, this is very true.
Feel free to ask more questions. You still got a few minutes.
She finishes wiring that piece up. Like sand, of course, nothing irritating. It gets everywhere.
It's true, it does.
Look, Anakin.
Yeah, really. No whining. God, what is it with the Skywalkers? They're all whiners.
They're all whiners, yeah.
Well, I guess not Leia.
The Skywalker boys are whiners.
Permanently boys.
Yep.
I don't know how that's attractive.
I
No wonder
know,
I
yeah.
prefer Han Solo.
Yeah, well, exactly, yeah.
They are, they, yeah.
They definitely are.
Oh my god. Wham, 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 wham.
Until they mature. Well, like seriously.
Mature?
Well, I mean, Luke wasn't so whiny anymore in the end. He was
I
he was just kind of a grumpy old man. Become grumpy old whiners. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, treat her right.
Treat her right. Yeah.
We knew what we were talking about.
Return of the Jedi, he wasn't a whiner. That's true. He was very, like, that entrance
Stop ruining my fun.
Jabba's palace.
Those blue eyes. If it wasn't for his eyes, I swear.
Until he regresses. Yeah. Whiners in the middle, until he regresses. Yeah, really.
Wham, 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 wham.
Right.
Ah, that didn't pull tight. Getting on.
Getting an MRI of my brain this week. Oh,
Of
wow.
course, they said no appointments till June.
Till June,
Wow.
wow.
Jen, it
Quite
took
a
you
waiting
that
list.
long. Wow. Yeah, it is quite a waiting list.
Okay, so one of the next things that we'll have to figure out for the body is how we're going to mount the batteries and the power switch and everything else.
I had
Back in
heard
the next
that.
one. Oh, really? Hope you didn't die in last try. Well, yeah.
It
still kind of
seemed to
yeah.
indicate that.
Oh, the empty road collapsing.
Well,
But talk about
Could be
forced
a-
production, you know?
yeah, it could be a Force Ghost type thing.
Mhm.
Or flashbacks. Number of times
Yeah,
they've been like,
possible.
oh, this character is in, and then we find out it's just a bunch of flashbacks.
He might just be a ghosty. Yep. He might be.
But, you know, they didn't expect Carrie to pass away, so they're probably trying to rescue the whole plot. And she didn't shoot a lot of footage, so they've got very little to go on and with.
He was just beamed onto the Enterprise.
Don't know.
Great. Star Wars versus Star Trek all over again.
Versus, come on, in conjunction with.
This is true.
Competition isn't worth it.
Star
Come
Trek
on.
is in this galaxy. Star Wars is somewhere else, and a long time ago.
In a galaxy far, far away, yes. It's actually hard to focus because my glasses are focusing past.
Oh dear. So that's ready to go. We'll have to figure out Star Trek versus cerebral Star Wars for action.
Well, Star Trek's been around so long and so has Star Wars. I guess it depends on which one we're talking about. Some are a little more cerebral than others, you know? Okay,
Very true.
so this is not the ideal way. Hopefully no one takes any serious close-ups. Then again, it'll look like it belongs in the 70s, right?
That's true. Yeah. We'll just say this is our pre-production mock-up.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I think that's the hardest thing with anything that's a legacy or something that's been around for a long period of time is you've got so many generations to appeal to and so many variations of the same stories. So when everyone freaks out about how, you know, their precious characters are being screwed with, I just sit there and go, look, the younger generation is always going to spend more money. And some of us appreciate, but they're making an effort to at least to keep the characters alive and the series alive. I have no complaints.
Mm-hmm.
You know? I used to, though. I swear, in my 20s, I was spazzy over that.
Yeah.
Don't touch my characters.
Yeah.
I don't own
It
them.
was a version of woke, I guess, before the term came about.
Yeah, really.
Now I think that term's being overused.
Just a little.
They changed the look of the Klingons again. Yeah, I've heard they've been really messing with the look of them over the
See, that
on
concerns me.
Discovery.
I mean, you could change some of the background or where they've gone over time type thing, but change the look that drastically, that I don't get.
New Spock was great. Cool.
Oh my god, we gotta get caught
We
up.
really do, yeah. How and when, I have no idea, but we'll figure that out, I'm sure.
We're so lost. It's a little uneven, but it's very 70s.
Yeah.
And it's not completely centered. It's okay. It won't look this bad once it's spray
Once you
painted.
paint it, it won't be as noticeable. Off-center the other one in the other direction, and there'll be a symmetrical pair.
Yes. Gregory Peck's grandson. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Now
Oh, really?
that's great casting.
Cool.
And we haven't moved there yet. It's wrong.
Yeah.
It's wrong. So we say we leave a hell of a lot,
Yeah.
like right about there,
Maybe even a little more. Yeah. Yeah.
and we just clip it inside somehow so it doesn't come out.
Yeah.
So it's a bit of a waste of material, but by leaving the extra material, we can make the modifications later. So what'll happen is this will go into here. The brass and copper tends to suck up the heat a bit. So be right back. Okay. Tends to suck up the heat a little bit, but
Not the bot.
and then this will go in here. And then once we get the mechanics going, it'll do that.
It works.
Does I'm not happy with how set that is yet. It still feels a little oily, so I'm assuming it's not completely set. When I paint these, I'm going to just paint the tip of this. so that it's just inside.
Oh, okay.
Instead of trying to get the paint between the two tubes.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Of course it does. Things like this, especially when you're dealing with metals, working with hot glue, especially if you're going to change it later, right? Working with hot glue actually works well because all you have to do is reheat the hot glue, take a paint stripper gun or whatever, and reheat the hot glue, and you can just pull things apart and still salvage the parts and still not to have to get new parts to upgrade your project.
Mm-hmm.
So that's about as far as we have time for. We even went over time, but we have to go outside to sand. We can't do that inside.
Yep.
And yeah.
As well as spray paint. He's
Oh,
too
spray
big to set up a spray booth inside.
Yes, he is too big. So metal to metal, use hot glue to move it. Well, if you want to change it later on, yeah. Keep in mind different types of metal will suck the heat away from the hot glue, so it will set faster. So a high temperature gun is better than a low temperature gun. Low temperature gun, you're going to get no results.
Mm-hmm.
High temp guns, be careful, they will really burn you. But high temperature glue guns will get that in there, and you just put things together really fast. It's a temporary hold, and then later on you just heat up the metal, and the metal will melt the hot glue, and you just pull it apart.
I tried out the knife and the lightsaber. Yeah.
Yeah, if you're gonna play for a bit, yeah. But things like aluminum, it doesn't suck the heat up as much, so it'll keep the hot glue hot longer. But things like copper and brass and silver like does a number, will suck the heat up really fast, so it'll set your hot glue faster. But yeah, you just heat up the metal later on, and there you go. Sometimes we use a paint stripper gun, but if there's other materials that could be affected drastically by the paint stripper gun, just take the tip of your hot glue gun, especially if it's a high temp, and just stick it against the metal until it all heats up. And make sure you hold it with like pliers or something. Please don't hold the metal with your hand, especially with a high temp gun. Most hot glue guns you buy in the cheapie stores are low temp guns because they're meant just for crafts. The high temp small guns are harder and harder to find, although I have seen them starting to appear on the shelves at Home Depot more and more often. So some people are actually figuring out the difference between, a high and low temp gun. So
No hand holding. That's right.
no, not when it comes to a high temp anything.
Hey.
So we have to go sand a dog.
Easy device.
Actually,
Yeah, the vice are these little helping hand clip things.
these things are handy.
Yeah.
Mostly for solder, but you
you're-
can use them for other things.
If you're talking about the lightsaber knife combo, yeah, probably a little bench vice. Alrighty,
Alrighty?
we have a dog to sand.
We have a dog to sand. And then we have to get dressed for our steampunk murder mystery.
Yep. For the dress rehearsal. Murder Mystery is coming up on Tuesday, March 12th.
And I think I'm going to run my lines again.
It's a good idea.
Ooh!
Enjoy your sandy dog.
Thank you. Thank you. The goal is to be back on tomorrow, but the deadline is crunching, and we're trying to get a lot of things crammed in between. And there's still stuff, though, I want to show you guys, so I want to do on broadcast. So it's going to be an interesting juggle. We may do a bunch of shorter ones like this, and then one big, huge, long one. Doctor Who Steampunk. Mutt is, people have compared him to K9,
Yep.
but he's pretty different in a number of ways, but that's okay. He is a robotic dog. He is steampunk, and we created him when Stargate went under. The shop was empty, and there was a lot of scrap material around, and no one cared that we were in there doing what we wanted to do. So we took all the scrap material and built a dog. The steampunk theme for the convention that year was Wild West. We did humor building a horse, but then we couldn't figure out how to get it in the car, and all our other stuff too.
Yeah.
Nice job, thanks. So we built a dog because he fits in the car. But K9 is bigger than Mutt.
Quite a bit. Mutt could ride inside K9 almost.
So yeah. Instead of those mouths,
The
they're
house
really.
on Stargate, yeah, really.
All right, folks, we're gonna head off. Like I end every other broadcast. And every broadcast. Respect yourself more than anyone else can. Please share after the fact. Please do hearts. If there's a broadcast you saw in the past and you don't see on the list, we have the lightsaber broadcast. We've got the wings, the Maleficent wings, as well as the fairy wings. If you want to see any of those again and you're not finding them, just send us a Twitter message and we will send you the link directly to that video so you can see it. And oh, you are so welcome. And do
Thank you,
feel
guys.
free to ask questions through Twitter. A lot of you prefer doing it live, and we appreciate that as well. So take care, guys. Good luck with the move if I don't see you before.
And thank you.
Keep in
Yes, thank
touch.
you so much.
Keep in touch. All right, folks, we're going to head out. And Martin, in K9's voice, say goodbye, K9.
Goodbye, K9.
Yeah, I can't wait to do his voice. Good luck.
Toronto or bust.
Toronto or bust.
This is true.
Later, guys and girls, and everything in between.